Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more Codename Ocean Keeper. Alright, so I've had to get up and go for a bit of a walk after that last episode. That was more than just a little bit annoying. I really cannot believe that I made such a blunder. We were in a perfect position and I absolutely fumbled it. Not exactly my best moment, but either way, unfortunately, since that now means that we've got to start more or less from an earlier point yet again, we're going to go ahead and do what we can. We're going to see what we can achieve. Actually, we'll ignore that one there. That's a very tough block right there. And we will see what we can do. Hopefully we'll be able to get a couple of good upgrades. We'll be able to set ourselves up for success and, avoid some more failure because, yeah, it's not exactly fun failing. So, yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll increase our mining capacity. That should be fine. We've got a good 10 seconds before the wave arrives. We'll see what we can do. You know what, we'll just collect everything ourselves, and then I think, yeah, we'll see what else we can manage. Alright, so, turrets, shields, let's go ahead and pick up that extra stuff from our, that mech that's nearby. We'll go ahead and see exactly what we can afford. Alright, what have we got there? That's fine. We could potentially go for a mining upgrade, do some more impact force, but again, I think the laser warming could be... Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and we'll take that early on. We do have an explosive, so we will go ahead and drop that down. Actually, you know what? I would have upgraded that had I have thought about it, because, yeah, there is some nice early explosive upgrades. And, yeah, increasing range and all that sort of thing would have been rather nice. We'll go ahead and we'll take up both of these. We'll drop both of them there. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then I think we'll see what we can find over here. And I don't know, maybe we'll be lucky, maybe we'll get some good stuff, maybe we won't. But at least we should be able to carry out the remainder of what we find. Alright, so you know what? At this point, I think we're just going to have to go ahead and bail on this mine. Oh, actually, you know what? Oh, that is a green. And an early one of those is actually remarkably useful. So we're going to go ahead and we'll take a little bit of damage. It's not the be all and end all. We have our shields, we have our turret. We'll go ahead and start making our way to the other mine. We can keep everything behind us. It's not going to be that punishing. We will be able to recoup some of our losses. We do have the 9, 10, and 2. Laser warming could also be very nice, and I think would be foolish not to take it. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll get our drone up and running. Oh, you know, we'll drop this off. We may as well. We'll pick up the electro rifle. That's always a pretty solid choice. And then, what do we have? Do we see about clearing out this area a bit? Yeah, okay, so there's a little bit of resources here. That'll be fine. We'll leave that to the drones. We'll happily let them do their thing. We'll clear out what we can. In fact, we might even go ahead and drop those off just to be on the safe side. And then... what to do? Well, I think we go for a drone upgrade. That's going to be necessary. Let's go for a speed boost and a reload speed. Yeah, we're not exactly gathering too much right now, but every little bit will count. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. Alright, we've only got 10 seconds. You know what? I think what we'll do is we'll just have to fly by here, pick up all of that and drop it off, and I think that'll be the end of this mine as well. I think there's only limited gain to sticking around in a specific spot. We could go ahead and increase our impact force, which could be ideal. Could also go ahead and maybe improve some things over here. Yeah, let's go with the explosion radius. I think that'll be helpful. And then with the remainder... Oh yeah, capacity. That should do nicely. Alright. That should keep our drones being fairly useful. We'll go ahead and... we'll shield on up, but again, I doubt that it's going to make that much of a difference. We'll put a couple of shots downrange, clear that out, and then we'll see what we can find. Okay, what do we have? You know, we'll get that drone doing that thing over there. And then, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll see about getting this down here. Yeah, here we go. So that's cleared out a nice little section for us. That's good. We can get another drone up and running, which is always good to see. And then I think that's going to be about it. I think we want to make our way back, although, you know what? Those greens are too good to say no to. We'll go ahead and we'll get them going back. We'll break down this blue one since that's already here. We'll leave... Oops. We'll leave the rest. Let's go for a... Oh, we don't have enough for a turret upgrade at this point, and that's fine. We'll leave that there. We'll let the drones go ahead and collect that last little bit here. That should be fine. And it does actually look like it's going to cause us a small problem. Hang on a second. Let's break down this brick here. That should be fine. Yeah, we'll go ahead and let the rest go. Yeah, and hopefully, come on. We want that extra resource. Shield on up, we'll go for our turret upgrade. Let's go for some damage. Let's go for some of our damage, and that should be good enough. Again, we need to make sure that some of these enemies stay far enough back to not cause us too much trouble. Oh, and again, we've found ourselves in a very awkward spot where we're getting outflanked. Yeah, that's never a good sign when we first get these jellies. Yeah, if we had have had a slightly better run with some of our resources, we probably could have avoided some trouble. But you know, it is what it is. We'll go ahead and we'll leave that be. Let's go ahead and drop that down. We'll try and sink that as far as possible. We'll pick up that relic along our return. I don't think it's really worth investing in just yet. We'll try and break open all of this, make sure that we have plenty of resources. We'll leave that just for a second and see if we can tunnel our way back down and around. Again, no point in cutting off certain areas from our drones. Yeah, okay, that's working out rather well. Let's go for an impact force upgrade. Let's go ahead and also pick up... Oh, we need a few little things for our drones there. I think we'll pick up all of these ourselves. We still have 30 seconds. Yeah, we'll just see what we can come up with. I am hopeful, though, that this should all work out fairly well. Alright, we'll leave those there. We'll go ahead and get that extra drone up and running. That'll have to be good enough. We'll go ahead and... we're just going to have to wait for everything to arrive. Oh, and of course, we need our new relic. So, speed boost, carry capacity, or shotgun. I think we'll go with the shotgun. Again, early damage is going to be handy. Those resources will be delivered. Let's go ahead and shield on up. Let's get that turret rolling. Let's go ahead and get that turret some upgrades on damage. Let's also go ahead and focus in with... let's go with explosion power and... Oh, yeah, that's probably a good combo there. We'll go ahead and we'll take that. And yeah, we'll make our way slightly further north. We'll try and keep some of these enemies further behind. Yeah, I'm not sure if we should have stuck around in that mine or not. But I think for now this will have to do. Alright. Drone up and running. Let's see about getting some work done down there. Break all of that up. We definitely do need a reload for our drones. We'll see if we can afford that yet. No? Okay, maybe we go with... I don't know what we go for right now. It's a bit of a pickle, really. We want to be opening up as much of the mine as possible, but at the same time, too, it's yeah, still early days, and so we definitely need some more mining upgrades. But at the same time, too, we also want some other upgrades to help us mine more efficiently. It's yeah, it's just a conundrum that never gets any easier. But the good news is we do have a couple of those green resources, so that will be very handy. We should be able to make our way through. We'll drop off those drones there. We can probably go ahead and open up a path here, which we can. Yeah. Alright, we'll see what we can do with that. The rest we will drop off. We'll drop the bomb down there. Again, I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but again, we should probably see what we can afford. Alright, so, what do we do? Delay would be nice. Impact, more, that would be good. We also need some good damage as well. Tricky. We could go for a damage increase from our turret. Huh. Okay, you know what? Let's focus in on a little bit of mining. Let's go ahead and improve... Oh, what do we do? Do we go for the cooldown and the explosion power? That damage is going to probably be the best thing. Yeah, you know, we'll double down on all of that. And then with the remainder... we don't need anything for our gun, but we could either go for our shotgun or electro rifle. I think we'll go with the reload time, just because this does slow down our enemies. I think that's what we'll stick with. Let's go ahead and get that turret up and running. We'll try and clear out some of these. We'll stay... Now, we'll see if we can continue to kite some of our enemies past our turret. But again, it's not a guarantee, and you know what? I think we'll go ahead and we'll dive back down into the same mine. We'll drop off a few of those resources. Sorry, we'll drop off a few of those drones, try and pick up some of those resources. We'll see what we can collect it up. But again, it's going to be easier said than done. That should be fine. We'll go ahead and we'll break what we can here, and then let's just double check that we got everything further up. We don't want to be missing out on any resources. We'll drop the bomb down there. We'll get that drone working through here. Yeah, I think that was probably the right choice. And then we'll see... yeah, what we can do there. And then it looks like we do have a drone that can pick up a few things for us. Yeah, I don't know how much more we can really get after this, but again, we'll see what remains. We'll dive on down a little bit further just in case there is something worth collecting. But again, I'm not holding my breath at this point because, again, it's unlikely that we get too much from this. But again, every little bit that we can collect is, of course, a good thing. Yeah, I think that's everything done and done. We can't really afford to spend any more time here. We'll pick up the extra green. We'll wait just a fraction of a second for those bonus resources, and then we're moving along. Alright, so turrets. Let's go ahead and give you a little bit more life, I think. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give you that duration. We'll go ahead and we'll also go for the reload upgrade, and then... yeah, that'll have to do. Alright, so let's drop that turret. This should be fine. We'll leave all of that back there. I don't see too many ranged enemies except for the ones up over here. Again, again, make sure that we shield on up appropriately at the right time. Again, if we can mitigate any of that incoming damage, that is going to be the thing that sinks or, yeah, causes us to sink or swim. But again, I think we've done not too bad. So, yeah, we've still got shielding. And, yeah, hopefully this turns out to be a decent plan. Ooh, not a great use of our explosives, but it could be worse, I suppose. Alright, let's get that drone going. We'll break in a couple of the bricks here. We definitely need another mining upgrade at some point. In fact, very tempted to try and pick one up sooner than later, but again, we need plenty of resources, so we'll go ahead and let the drones do their thing. We'll break down what's here, and then I think we'll head on out. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll break this, and then let's see about those drones. Let's go for another... Let's go for a reload speed and then a speed boost. That should help us out quite substantially. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll drop these off. Yeah, please be the right decision. Oh, and a sniper rifle. Yes, that was. We'll go ahead and we'll drop the explosive down here. We'll get some drones ready to clear out what we can see. We've got 18 seconds left, so we do need to be fairly swift about all of this. And that will do. Let's go ahead and get on out of here. Otherwise, we are definitely not going to make it. And again, as I said, we really need to be on time for some of these waves. Alright, upgrade time. Let's go ahead. Impact force. I think it's a necessity. We're mining way too slow. And then we also need some defense. Let's go for a sniper rifle. Let's increase the... Actually, our reload speed is 3.5 seconds. 3 shots at 20 damage, or do 1 shot at 30? I think that's a fairly straightforward pick for us. Let's get our turret up and running. Let's focus on these big jellies. Let's make sure that we do not get hit unnecessarily by some of those ranged enemies. Come on now, let's push our way through. Yeah, we just need to keep you at bay. Let's even go ahead and rage. If we can, we will do what damage we can. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on a second. We're in a bit of a spot of bother. Oh, and that is definitely a no small amount of trouble. Let's drop that turret down there, and then I guess we'll just go through here then. Not quite what I was hoping for, but it will have to suffice. Let's drop this down here. Yeah, not quite the resource that I was... Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit more. Yeah, let's see what we can do. We'll break that. Actually, you know what? We'll try and work our way back up again. Make sure that our drones are not trying to go through too much. Yeah, we broke something up there. Oh, and you know what? It actually looks like we've made a fair bit of distance into the depths here. That is not what I wanted to see. Alright, let's just collect what we can. That'll both have to do. We'll collect everything that we can get a hold of, and then we'll just see how our drones keep up with it. Let's go for a capacity boost, and then I think we've got to focus in on our weapons. Oh, I should have taken the other. Oh well, you know what? It's fine. We'll be fine. We'll just leave the rest for now. We'll get to it as we get to it. Now we've got 10 seconds. Oh, you know what? Let's go for a upgrade to our speed, as we're going to get cooked otherwise. We got to get to where we got to go. And going slower is not the way to do it. No, it is not. Alright, wave number 9. We do have a little bit of shielding left. That's not bad. We'll see how this plays out. Alright, let's go ahead and boost up our caliber upgrade. Make sure that we hit more enemies. We've got 3 and 14. We can do not much else. You know what? Reload speed might be our best thing for us. Yeah, everything else is out of reach, so I guess we'll take what we can do. Alright then, let's make our way down. Let's get that turret up and running. We'll try and deal with these ranged enemies at distance. Let's go ahead and quickly make sure that we kite everyone we can. We'll let our turret deal with what they can target, and we'll try and focus in on some of this artillery stuff. Yeah, these artillery fishes are very, very annoying. Alright, but it looks like we found ourselves another mine, so that's not the worst. We've got our turret back up again. I think we should be able to chew through these smaller enemies fairly comfortably. Oh boy, one step at a time. Alright, let's see what we can do. We'll drop another bomb down there. That should be good enough. Let's get that going. Let's see. More drones. I guess that's not bad. We can actually afford another bomb upgrade, I think. No, we're 1 green away. Let's go ahead and work on that straight away. Let's see what we can do about all of these. Yeah, that should be fine. And then let's work our way back up again. Let's go for the... Yeah, let's go for that cooldown, and then I think we need to invest in our weaponry if we're going to stand much of a chance. Yeah, let's just go ahead and drop that bomb there. That should be fine. We'll see what we can uncover there. The rest should be good. We'll go ahead and check out this left-hand side. Still fairly untouched from our initial explosive charge. Alright, let's see what we can do. Come on now. We'll pick up those. We have a little bit of time left, but again, I just don't think it's going to really be of any use. No. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll at least be prepared. We'll go ahead and we will increase our damage. That is well and truly necessary at this point. And then with the 8 points we have left, I think we'll go... Sorry, the 8, 2, and 12. We'll go with the sniper rifle. Increase the damage there. Yeah, I think that's going to be what gets us through. Alright, so... oh, right. Of course, we're up to the boss. I already forgot. How crazy. Alright. We'll try and steer clear of any of that ranged attack there. Ooh, let's shield on up because, again, we are going to get walloped otherwise. Yeah, okay. Forgot to use our rage as well. That is unfortunate. Let's go ahead and get that turret up and running. If it wants to take some shots, that's fine. Ooh. Alright, we're taking a good amount of damage. Let's see if we can play a ring around the rosy again. That's normally a pretty good plan if we can. We'll keep it back there. We'll try and dodge any incoming what have you. Let's go ahead and rage and shield just to be safe. And then, oh, of course, our shield drops at just the wrong moment. Alright, come on. We're almost there. We've almost got you sorted. Let's drop a turret again. Come on, please be a good upgrade from taking this thing down. I really don't want to have to deal with this too much. Ah, dear, we're gonna get hit. Oh no, we actually made it through alright. Alright, well, thank you very much for that turret. That turret was doing some good work there. Alright, let's see what... Oh, caliber upgrade. Extra damage there. Okay, I don't know what went on there. I thought I still heard some fighting sounds, even though it was clearly dead. Yeah, not at all concerning now, is it? Alright, we'll go ahead and we'll break down all of this stuff. As I said, we'll get some more drones up and running. We'll try and unleash all of that. Yeah, we'll collect all of these. Let's go ahead and make our way back up over here. We'll check out this right-hand side. Impact force or a damage increase. You know what? That's max damage. Plus 120. I can't say no to that. As much as I want that impact force, yeah, that's going to keep us in the game way longer. So we will take that with not a moment's hesitation. Let's also go ahead and continue to increase our bomb radius, and then for our drones we're almost there. But we'll go ahead and now use those fresh upgrades. Let's get those drones doing their thing. Alright, I actually feel like we're finally catching back up again, and not a moment too soon. Alright, so what else can we do right now? That is so nice. We got max damage. Let's go ahead and let's take that interval time just for now. Probably didn't need to do that straight away, but you know, I don't want to risk some foolish behavior on my end, as I am very much prone to making mistakes, funnily enough, as I have demonstrated over the last, what, 5 episodes? Yeah, not my finest work, but you know, it is what it is. We all have our up and down days, so yeah, we'll just have to make do with what we've got. Oh, and very foolish me, kind of forgot that we needed to get back to base in time. Come on, please let us survive. Let's get our turret going, and now let's focus in on some defense. Reload time. Yes, absolutely. And then turret, let's go for reload speed. Ooh, actually, you know what? Explosion range. Ooh, we might be able to afford... You know what? This is going to be too good for the long run. It's a choice, but it's the one we're taking. We'll increase... Question. You know, let's shield up for a couple of extra seconds. Yeah, we did the recharge in that last episode, and I feel like if we can combine that with a little bit more of a longer duration of use, that could actually end up being remarkably useful. I think we might stick here for maybe one more, depending on how much is left. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we've almost cleared that mine out. Oh dear. Well, as I said, yeah, not always some of our best attempts at doing things rather well. But either way, we'll go ahead and we'll drop that down there. Of course, that's another dead end. We did get that radius upgrade, though, to our explosive. So that didn't end up being half as painful as I thought it was with that bad decision there. Yeah, definitely not going to cost us everything. We'll go ahead and we'll clear out what we can over here. It does look like there is a decent amount. We've got some good greens as well for some heals and some superior upgrades. We'll just double check down there just to be on the safe side. And it looks like we're about to get another use of the explosive, which is going to save us heaps of trouble. Let's drop that down over on the right here. That should be fine. We'll get the drone going. Oh, and you know what? I need that green way more than anything else. So we'll focus in on that. Alright, come on now. We've got a couple more seconds. Let's try and breach our way back up to the top. Oh, and it's a dead end. Of course. The game does love to mess us over whenever it gets the opportunity. Oh well. We're still pretty happy with what we've got, so I'm not too upset. Alright, let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and cut down our anticipation time. Let's go ahead and decrease our reload again. Yeah, you know what? This is going to get us through a lot now. Let's also go ahead and focus on... Our drones can't help us, or at least we can't help our drones any further. Maybe we go for a damage upgrade here. Yeah, either that or a reload. I think... Let's go ahead and boost the damage. I think that's going to be the best thing for us. It's often easy to find ourselves in a bit of trouble, and more firepower is never going to be a bad choice. Alright, let's see if we can keep them at bay. Looks like we've found our other mine that we're going to go through. We'll clear out this. I think there's one slightly further to the south. Actually, you know what? We'll try and make our way there first. Oh no, never mind. Maybe I got oh, we've already visited that one. We went up there. Right, we're zigging and zagging all over the map. That's what's going on. Just a little bit confusing as, you know, we normally try and do things fairly methodically, so, you know, you can't help some things. Alright, let's get that all up and running. This should go rather nicely. Let's double check that there's nothing that we've missed up here. We'll collect all of those. Drones up and running, if you please. We'll go ahead and we will... I think we could almost collect a mining upgrade while we're here. Yeah, let's go for the delay. Let's improve things a little bit more. That would be very nice. We'll see about... Yeah, we'll have to leave that as is for now because that's kind of a dead end. Let's go ahead and we'll drop drones. We'll drop a bomb there. We'll let the rest clear itself out. And then from here, we'll just see what remains. And I doubt there's going to be too much for us to really complain about. Yeah, I feel like we might actually be in a pretty good spot here. Oh, and you know what? Is that worth doing? Yes and no, but not really exactly. Oh man, that's come on now, we've only got a couple of seconds. Oh. Alright, we'll just have to take what we've got. You know what? It's a very minimal loss at the end of the day, so we're just going to leave that there. Alright, what can we afford? We could go for a damage boost. It's not the be-all and end-all, but we are doing pretty good on damage, so maybe we do just focus in on the mining. Yeah, let's focus in on the mining aspect. That'll have to be fine. We'll go ahead and deal with our enemies. We'll drop a turret over there, and then we'll worm our way up to the north. Yeah, again, we'll try and kite as much stuff past our turret. Make sure that that does the work for us. But otherwise, I feel like this isn't our worst run that we've ever had, which is it's a nice feeling. All right, we'll leave all of that behind. Let's drop down a turret, and then oh, you know what? That's good enough. Let's go ahead and get out of here. All right, back to the drone doing its things. Let's go ahead and set that explosive as deep down in the abyss as possible. Let's go ahead and clear what we can clear. We'll get our drones up and running. We'll see what we can find. Alright, actually, you know what? Let's kind of zigzag our way back there. We want to clear out as much of the early stuff as possible. And so hopefully... yeah, we can do that. It's only another 10 seconds before our next explosive, so that should be good at clearing out a whole heap more. In fact, let's go ahead and prepare for that. Let's put that there and drop that further down. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're after. And then, you know what? I think we can afford... oh no, not quite. I was about to say, I think we might be able to afford another drone upgrade, but apparently not. It's close, just not quite. Yeah, but we will get there, I am sure. Alright, let's see what we can do. We're almost done here, I think. Yeah, there's nothing else for us to really note. Oh yeah, that drone's picking that up. Everything over here seems fairly cleared. Yeah, there's Oh, we almost left the artifact. Okay, what do we find? Auto machine gun, rocket launcher, or jamming missile launcher? Let's go with the machine gun. That's always a trusty choice. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so, we've got a mine just off on the right-hand side there. We'll go ahead and pick that up. But first, let's see what we can do. Let's boost up our turret. Yeah, let's increase the damage there, unless we can go... Hang on a second. Unless we can do something really good here. Ooh, 11 and 4. That delay time's nice, and so is that impact. Hang on a second, let's just make an informed decision. The speed boost is necessary for our drones, otherwise we're going to lose out on some of our materials. We could increase our sniper rifle, which is probably what we want to invest in next, but I feel like we're doing a decent amount of damage. So realistically, yeah, we're going to go ahead and invest in this stuff. Let's go for another impact force, and that leaves us with 14, 5, and 3. Let's see what we can do. Let's go for a rotation speed upgrade. That's definitely important. We could increase that further. That would zero us out. Otherwise, we'll go... What could we do? Well, there's not really that much else. Although, oh, carry capacity. You know what? I think we'll go for that for now. Being able to get our gun on a swivel is obviously a great thing for us, but at the same time too, I think focusing on what we're focusing on is going to be the wiser choice. Alright, make sure that no one can outflank us. That's going to be important. Let's shield on up and move towards the next place. We'll go ahead and leave that, as we know that that's somewhere where we need to go in the future. And then we'll work our way to our next mine. And then I think, as we were going to, we'll do a ring around the reactor. And then we will go ahead and see exactly what is left of the big beastie at the very end of the game. Alright, so let's go ahead and let that do its thing. We'll clear out all of this. I think that's fairly good. I don't think there's too much else that we've missed. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too much. Yeah, the drones aren't... They're not doing too much, although it does look like we do have a nice little collection there. Come on now, we need to keep on breaking all of this stuff. Alright, and I think this could be a dead end. I could be wrong, but I do think that that is the case. Oh, no! Alright then, you know what, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and... We'll go ahead and we'll drop that there. We'll see if we can find an exit up over here. That looks like it should be fine. We'll try and make sure that there is a fast path for our drones to travel. Again, that is remarkably important for us. So we'll clear out what we can. But again, we'll let our drones do a whole heap of the heavy lifting here. We've got 10 odd seconds. It does look like we've got a little bit of an issue, but we'll leave that there. Sometimes the drones just get stuck and there's nothing we can do about it. Alright, but either way, we should have all of these deposited. That'll do nicely. Shields are at maximum. Let's move on to the next place. I think at this point then we can... I think we can reasonably ignore... Yeah, 9 and 4... I think what we do is we boost up our turrets. The turrets are always very nice. Let's go for the upgrade here. Let's go for the reload time. Let's also go for the multi-turret capacity. And then with the 5 points left on over... Actually, I think we might hold on and invest in the future. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's increase our speed. There we go. Give us a little bit more acceleration, a little bit more capacity to get out of trouble if the opportunity does arise. We'll go ahead and we'll rage for now. We'll clear out all of those. We'll make our way slightly further up. Again, got to make sure that we gain access to the mines. It is wave 15. In fact, you know what? Let's head to the one on the cliff here. We'll go to the other side of the boat in the next wave, and I think that should be fine. Yeah. And especially too, depending what we find here, we might actually be in a very good position. Especially if we could find another upgrade that we just don't know that we need. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll drop this down. Let's see what we can find. Drones, please do your thing. Yeah. Alright, come on now. Let's not get caught up too much. Oh, there we are. That's nice. In fact, you know what? We might actually just let this kind of simmer for a second. We might drop a bomb back down in that sector. Let's double check the right-hand side. Again, we're all just sort of doing what we can. Let's go ahead and we'll drop that down. We'll see if we can sink that a little bit further. We'll even go ahead and we'll bust up the brick just for good measure here. That should be fun with all of the drones. And oh my goodness, we are almost clear. Alright, sweet. Let's drop the drone. Let's go ahead and move on back up to the mech. I think we're in the clear. Oh, that is delightful. That is very, very delightful. Alright then, let's move to the other side of the boat. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and visit this other shipwreck and then we'll head back to south. We'll go ahead and we'll drop this down here, not because we're necessarily expecting anything, but because it does let that explosion do some of the work for us, which we don't have to wait on in the next one. Let's get our upgrades rolling. Let's see. Recharge into full. Okay, here we are. That's nice. And then what else could we do? Could go for the shield, increase that for another couple of seconds. Could cut down the reload time. Drones are maxed. Then it's just weapons. Yeah, okay, so you know what? I think what we'll do is we will... I do like the idea of increasing the time that they're on the field, but again, at the same time too, I think this is probably better, but again, we're just short. So I think we'll get that on the next one. In the meantime, I think we'll go... where do we go? Hang on, I had a thought and then all of a sudden it just completely slipped my mind. Oh, sniper rifle, there we are, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and increase the damage there, that will be delightful. We'll pick up the reload speed as well, the caliber upgrade, and then let's also focus in with our machine gun. We'll do all of the basics, and that will, yeah, give us just that little bit more protection. Alright, so we're going to stick around where we are. Let's quickly shield on up as we're trying to avoid all of those silly things that pop up out of the ground. All of the tentacles, sensory feelers, whatever it is that they have. I don't really mind as long as it dies. That is what I care about. Alright, let's see. Everyone else is clearly struggling to get close to us, and that's sort of what we want. Let's drop another turret and let's dive on down. Again, this is... yeah, we're just seeing what we can do. Oh, and that is excellent. Another nice little boon for our run. That is exactly what we desire. Alright, we're going to have to make our way back up to the top there. I do see that we've got a little bit of a pathing issue for some of our resources. So we're going to have to let that go. We'll go ahead and pick this up. We'll break this over here. We'll go ahead and collect those. Let's see what we can find. Anything else rather good? I think that's about all we can really do. We'll get an extra drone. I guess for the sake of things, we'll go ahead and drop this off now, just in case it's particularly handy. Artillery, that'll do. More drone, and then... you know what? Let's drop the bomb over here. We'll check that this side is cleared. Yeah, we've got 30 seconds. I think we're doing about as much as we can. Yeah, I'm not too upset with what we've been able to accomplish. Let's just double check. Avoid what we don't need to do. Alright, we've got 10 more seconds. We do have a couple more things for us. This is definitely a dead end, so we should probably go ahead and make our way back out. Otherwise, we're going to find ourselves in a spot of bother. And we know how bad that has worked out for us in the past. Alright, turrets, shields. Let's go ahead and continue on investing. Let's go for the turret upgrade for the ammo stack cooldown, and then sniper rifle. What do we do? Extra shots per reload, rate of fire. 12, 3, and 1. That would pretty much zero things. Otherwise, we could go for maybe 2 of these. Shots per reload and damage. Yeah, you know what? Let's go for the machine gun. Just double check that everything is all hunky-dory. Let's make our way down to the right-hand side, though. This is now the mine that we're targeting. I feel like we should be fairly safe in that outcome. Alright, let's drop another turret. Make sure that nothing gets too close. Let's get our gun zapping some of those big boys at distance. And then, yeah, we're already clear. How nice is that? Now, we do need a bit of a health upgrade. That is definitely something that I am aware of. We have taken a bit of damage. So, yeah, there still is that to contend with. But hopefully, for the next little bit, we should be able to get enough resources that we'll be able to pick it up fairly comfortably without too much hassle. Alright, so either way, we're going to go ahead and make our way to all of those resources that we see. All of those very poorly pathed things for our drones. We'll go ahead and we'll collect all of them. Yeah, there we go. That should be nice. Let's see. Anything else that's worth noting? Actually, there's a fair bit of stuff up here. I am quite surprised that there is quite so much. Alright, you know, we'll drop that down. That should do a pretty good job of clearing out whatever remains. Yeah, actually, I don't know if there's going to be too much at this point. That's rather good, actually. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll break that down just because we can. We'll get an extra drone. We've got 18 seconds. Oh, right. Definitely need to make sure that we pick up all of this just so there's no pathing issues. We'll pick up the reload. Yeah, and then let's get our butt back to the ship because we're about to get in trouble. So, speedy boost. We'll take the speedy boost. Alright, come on. Shield up, shield up. Let's go ahead and now be smart. Let's go to our mech and we'll go for a health upgrade. Make sure that we're boosting that. And then from here, let's go to... we could go for the turret. 60 damage is nuts. But again, I think having more on the field is more important. From there, let's maybe go... It's a bit of a pickle. Maybe we go with damage? Reload time? Maybe we go for damage. Yeah, I think that'll be what we stick with. And then let's go ahead and drop a turret. Let's also go ahead and heal preemptively. I don't want to get caught out unnecessarily. Let's not rage. We're trying to avoid that right now. That will increase the amount of damage we take. And then I think we'll go... do we check this place out? I think we might. Yeah, as long as we don't get too surrounded by the enemies, we can really take care of them quite quickly. Yeah, it's just when we get overloaded. Alright, so again, we'll try and get a couple of heals going. Yeah, we'll see what we can... find. Let's get those drones up and running. Let's clear out all of these. Yeah. Let's see. More drones. I'm pretty sure that's a dead end, but you never know with this game. It can always be hidden around somewhere. Alright, hang on a second. Oh, that's where the trouble is coming in. Alright, let's go ahead and make sure that we can access that. We'll go ahead and drop that. We'll go ahead and drop this. I think that should be all that we need. Yep. More drones. 35 seconds. We should probably go ahead and increase... What do we want? We've got the movement speed. I guess maybe we increase our health preemptively. We do have a good amount of damage. Could also... Actually, no. We want that for certain. Yeah, and then I guess we'll just see how the rest plays out. The drones should be pretty good at clearing out what's left. Again, making sure that we have heals. And then... Yeah, we'll just have to see what we've got with the last little bit of time that's with us. Yeah, that is all we have time for. Let's go ahead and get out of here. I do not want to risk another run. Let's go ahead and I think at this point we go ahead and aim for the final objective. I'm feeling fairly happy with what we have. It's been a while since we've actually tried the boss, so we do need to actually get to fighting him once again. Let's see if there's anything else we could upgrade that's particularly good. I think the reload on the shield could be very helpful, so we'll go ahead and we'll boost up that. And then... Sniper rifle, again, this is single target damage, shots per reload. It's probably not the worst plan, really. Yeah, we'll pick that up and we'll see what we can come up with. Again, there are so many nice mines around that I would love to be able to improve some situations of, but again, it just is what it is. We're burning through a whole heap of heals, unfortunately, which I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, this is the one problem with leaving things till the further end of... yeah, you kind of get stuck and your enemies become stronger, and so as much as you want to stay in the fight and spend more time getting resources, you are also limiting the capacity that you've got. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, this is an interesting thing. Because we'd already made progress through here, but we hadn't completely finished it, I guess you keep the, I guess we'll call it a meta progression? Oh, like the, yeah, your progress throughout what you've already got there. So you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll take that. This should give us an upgrade and summon the boss. Yeah, so we've got a reload speed for our turret, for our sniper rifle or maximum turrets. I think we go with the reload speed upgrade again. We're here for the fight. Oh, and here he is. Here is the big bad. He has been summoned. All right. The moment of truth. Can we make this work for our advantage? All right, so we could technically pick up the turret array, but that's not what's going to happen because that would waste our shielding. Not our shielding, but our recovery. Could go for an extra splash radius on our artillery, and I think we will do that. Uses up the last of these, and hopefully makes it a bit easier for us to target the big bad. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Let's go ahead and shield up and we'll rage straight away. We'll heal up as soon as we can. Again, this is the be-all and end-all. If the fight goes our way, that's good. If not, it's... well, we're not going to be upset anymore because there's not much else we can do. Alright, let's get that second turret down. We are actually shredding him. Oh my goodness. I guess we're actually in a pretty healthy position. Yeah, our turrets being so powerful, our fully upgraded railgun is absolutely obliterating. We can heal back up again as he pops back up again. He's down to 3,000 health, almost 1,500 in a single impact. That's crazy. And we got him. Thank God we finished off that monster. Now we can finally reboot the last reactor. Buddy, are you okay? Wait, what's wrong with your engine? It's smoking. I think I'm damaged. Your chip, it's literally breaking apart. What do I do now? I can't carry you back to the ship. We need to get out of here. No. Wait, that's not how this ends. There has to be a way. Let me think. I know, it's risky, but I'll try to extract the energy matrix from the nuclear reactor. If I'm right, it's the same type as the one inside you. But what about the artifact? No, but you're more important to me than any artifact. I'll do everything I can to keep you alive. Just hang in there, buddy. Where are my tools? Right. Please let this work. There we go. Now I'm installing the new engine. Please let the compatibility be 100%. It should have worked. Why isn't this working? I couldn't have made a mistake in my calculations. I feel awful, but I'm alive. What happened? Buddy, you woke up after all. Oh, I'm glad. In the last moment I managed to save you. I replaced your engine with the artifact from the nuclear reactor, but I wasn't sure it would work. But it worked. And I'm beyond happy about it. Otherwise, I would have died of boredom within a couple of days without your curious little face. Wow, okay. New find. Energy matrix has been found. We now have access to a very fancy laser cannon and a laser and an extra life. Okay, Oh, I guess we are successful evacuation? Now that is not something I have ever seen before. Very cool. Alright, 56 minutes, 21 waves survived, almost 3,000 blocks, 2,500 enemies. Alright, let's see how expensive these upgrades are. So, did you find the energy matrix? I'm sure you wouldn't have come back to me empty-handed. Yes, but I can't give it to you. Wait, what? That's supposed to mean. At the very end, a giant monster attacked us and damaged Mech. I had to connect Mech's engine to the matrix to keep him alive. Digger, do you know why I became the collector? No. Why are you changing the subject so suddenly? When I was young, I was driven by greed and the desire to take everything valuable for myself. But then I realized there was something more to it, like a way to prevent similar catastrophes on other planets. That's when I decided to direct my efforts towards missions like this, of course, still with some personal benefit. I don't understand. I needed the artifact. I had been chasing it for years, and now it's inside your mech, replacing his mechanical heart. And what are you trying to say? There are other worlds on the brink of ecological disaster, and this artifact could help, but now it's inside your mech. I need you for new missions. Interesting turn of events, but you know Mech and I don't mind. Excellent. Then shall we head out on a new mission? Oh, okay. Very interesting. I guess he's not the jerk we necessarily thought he was. But either way, Railgun is staying equipped. We do have a new skill. Let's go for the laser cannon. Puts out a concentrated energy beam which slices through enemies. Please and thank you. Yeah, in fact, I think that's a great swap out. We'll get rid of the rage. We have 64,000, so let's see what we can afford. Extra life, we can now max that out. That is everything that this mech is going to be capable of. And then, as for ourselves, we now have a laser. A fire laser that melts through blocks in a straight line, clearing a path ahead. Yes, I will absolutely give that a shot. That sounds like fun. So, I'm not actually sure if that's the end or whether we still have another mission or two to do, but I think that is where we're going to call it for today. We'll come back with an episode, just of course to make sure that we do see what our new equipment can do. And if that's the end, that may be the end, because who knows, maybe we will meet up with the Collector in maybe an Ocean Keeper 2, or maybe we're going to have to go to some different planet. Who knows? I really have no idea. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. But either way, let's go ahead and see what the toys are in the next episode. So if you do want to see that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.